All right, guys. So let's crack on, shall we? First things first, I am going to just ask you during this webinar, if you are not yet a subscriber of mine, and you do want to be kept completely up to date with things that are happening, then do head over to my Facebook page. You can see here. You can click on the subscribers link and you should see a subscribe button up here, and you can go and subscribe and become subscribed to my news feed. So if I don't get around to accepting a friend request, then just head over here and subscribe, and you will get access to all my news feeds. And I'm going to talk to you tonight about the subscribe button. Okay, so what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is Rhett's going to manage your questions. Okay, so I'm now going to put the control panel down. Okay, and then I will come back to your questions a little bit later on this evening. Okay. So I know it's 12 minutes already, somebody said, but I start all my webinars like this, guys. I'm sorry, I do enjoy the interaction. That's what it's all about. I'm very social and I love to interact and chat with you guys and talk to you and see what's happening in your life and just have a bit of a giggle with you before we start getting into all the detail. Just a nice, relaxed webinar. That's what we like. Okay, so what I want to do, guys, first of all, it's been a big couple of weeks, hasn't it? It really has been a huge couple of weeks with all of the updates to Facebook. There's been a real mixed bag of feedback across the web. Lots of people are frustrated, overwhelmed, and frankly fed up of Facebook making all of these changes. But I bet you not one of them has got to go into an academy and change all of their videos. But yes, so people are a bit frustrated, and all I can say to that is what we've got to remember here, guys, is that Facebook is still only 6-7 years old. So it's still a baby when it really comes to business. And all of a sudden, in the last couple of months, it's got a major contender on its hands. And if it sits still and does nothing, then that major contender, i.e. Google Plus, is going to fly off with all these brand new fantastic features, and Facebook is going to get left behind. So like any company, it's got to move and evolve and update and ensure that it competes. So let's head over first of all. We're going to come back to the timeline, and I'm going to talk you through the timeline a bit later on. But let's head over first to our brand new news feed. Okay, so we're keeping our fingers crossed that Facebook is going to behave tonight. It's been a little bit up and down today as I've been, doing little things, and so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's all going to work smoothly. So here we are on the brand new news feed. Okay, so let's talk through some of the key changes. First of all, we've got this little ticker bar over here on the right that's changing all the time, just as people are making comments, and this is the real-time ticker bar, which essentially I suppose is very Twitter-esque, and it's just letting you know what all of your friends are currently doing right now. Okay, now this is, you're going to see actually that this ticker bar is actually quite intrinsic to the whole future development of Facebook. What Facebook are doing is that they are expanding what they call their open graph. So in other words, a year or so ago, what they did is they took Facebook off of Facebook and allowed you to place it on your websites through the use of social plugins. So the like button, the comments button, the activity stream, all of that kind of stuff. There's Neil Farley on Joe's timeline. Hello, Neil. So basically they took what was Facebook and they took it off of Facebook and allowed you to integrate it onto your websites, so that people could now come to your websites and interact on your websites, and that interaction would show up on their walls and in their news feeds on Facebook. Okay, and that is called Open Graph, that allowing the Facebook to open itself up out to the website. What they announced with F8 on Thursday now, is it Thursday? Yeah. What they announced on Thursday was now this new sort of extension to the Open Graph, whereas before you could only like things or comment on things, which would show as a like or a comment on your page. Now what they've introduced is this ability to interact with things, okay? So now it's going to not just be about I like this, or I've friended this person. It's now going to be I am listening to this tune, or I am cooking this meal, or I ran this distance. Yeah, so all of a sudden they've introduced this kind of extra layer, if you like, which provides this extra interaction. Okay, this more of a connection between friends. Now, where that's going to show is not anymore on your wall and your newsfeed. It's going to show in this little ticker. Okay, so it's going to show on here that people, because they want a kind of a more of a lightweight way of showing it. They don't. Let's say I used this example the other night. Actually, let's say I was really into cooking. To be fair, I'm not, but let's say I was, and that I had an app, okay, a cooking app that I had on my timeline, and I wanted to say I was plugging into that cooking app that I had cooked spaghetti bolognese tonight, and then tomorrow night I ticked a box that said I cooked Thai chicken curry, and another night I ticked another box. The last thing you want to do is see in your news feed every night what I'm cooking. Quite frankly, it would be very boring for you. So it's those kind of things that are going to show up in this little ticker bar. Now, what you can do is you can basically hover over the ticker bar, and it's going to bring up the actual post here, okay? And you can comment and do stuff. Oh, hello, we've got Giselle here who can't get access, apparently, to the website. I can see that from the ticker bar, you see. How do I get access? And I can look up here, I can just go through the ticker bar, and I can basically just hover over. Here we go, this is a good one. Look, Amber Rose Gallery is listening to Feedback by Janet Jackson on Spotify. Now, I haven't loaded Spotify as an app yet. I wanted to do that with you guys tonight. In fact, shall we do it right now? So basically what this means is I've hovered over Amber Rose's post here. She's listening to some music. If I click on that button now, if I already had the app, Spotify, then I would be able to listen to that tune straight away, as I'm browsing Facebook. Okay? But I haven't got the app yet. This is the Spotify app. I could have gone and got to the Spotify.com website and downloaded the app, but I'm going to do it straight from here. And I'm going to add this app to my timeline. Okay? So here we go. It's just loading, and I've got to allow it. So that may take a couple of minutes, or hopefully it will be very, very quick. Here we go. So it's just downloading this app now. It's going to be added to my timeline. It's going to say I've now got that app. And now, when I'm on Facebook, if I see down on that ticker bar, anybody happens to be listening to a little tune, okay, then I can listen to it. Here we go. Feedback. There we go.
Give me a...
I don't know if you guys can hear that. Can you hear that or not? Yeah, can you hear that? No. Okay, alright, I'll turn that off. Basically, Janet Jackson is now currently playing in my ears, okay? So basically, that's really how it works. So let's just see, if I hover over now, can I just literally listen to it? Yes. So now what I've done, I don't even have to log into Spotify. I've literally just gone on now, and I'm now listening to Feedback by Janet Jackson. Okay, and what's going to happen is, because I've now downloaded the app, when I click and listen to Feedback, it's going to show up somewhere up here at some point. Joe Barnes is now listening to Feedback by Janet Jackson. Okay, so that's pretty much how it works. Okay, that's how the ticker bar works, and the apps that you're going to be putting on your timeline are going to work. Okay. And it really does work. I mean, it moves quick. That's the only challenge. It does move really, really quick. So if you are an app and you're somebody who uses an app, one of the key things is going to be exposure. Okay, you're going to need to, it's going to be quantity of people that use your app, because it does move really fast. But the other day, I was on Facebook, I was looking at things through the news feed, and it caught my eye that one of my friends was looking at some kind of scheduling software on Facebook, okay, and I immediately went over and had a look at the scheduling software to see if it was something that I wanted to look at. Okay, so it definitely works. Okay, so that's the ticker bar up over here on the right hand side. So this is our new news feed. Now this is very interesting, because what you'll have seen as a major difference, okay, with the new news feed is this whole thing between top stories. Okay, and if we go down, we're going to get to recent stories. So we've now got this top stories at the top, and then recent stories down here at the bottom. Now, where this is different, of course, is that we used to have two buttons up here, didn't we? We had one that said top stories and one that said most recent. And the most recent was pretty much every single post that was going on by all of our friends, and then the top stories were there through something called EdgeRank. Okay, so in other words, the more engagement you had, the more people were commenting on your post, the more affinity you had with the person that had posted, and the more recent the post, then the more chance that somebody's post was going to show up in your newsfeed. Very, very important for Facebook pages. Very important from a marketing point of view for a brand or a business with a Facebook page. Because the more engagement that they have, then the more chance they're going to show up in their fans' news feeds. Okay, so for instance, you as a fan would go over to the Social Networking Academy, you'd hit the like button, but then if I didn't engage with you on this page, yeah, if I didn't get you coming back and commenting and talking the rest of it, if you literally liked me and then never, saw one of my posts again and didn't engage, then the chances of me showing here in your newsfeed were very slim. Okay, and the same with your personal profile. So the goal really is engagement, always has been engagement. Now all of a sudden we've got these top stories, and there's only a few of them, and then we've got recent stories. And guess what? If I'm logged onto Facebook all day, or I'm regularly on here, then I probably won't even get top stories. I'll mainly get just recent stories, okay, because I'm on here all the time. So let me just refresh and see if I do still get the top stories, bearing in mind I'm on here right now. Yeah, they're still coming up. But it's based on, if you're on here all the time, okay, then you won't see the top stories. I'll probably have to log out and log back in. You're just going to see the recent stories. So, what does this mean for EdgeRank? What does this mean for getting your posts to the top of newsfeed? What does it mean for pages? Well, what it means is you're going to have to work an awful lot harder to get an awful lot more engagement on your page in order to get into the top stories bit. But actually, let's just leave the top stories out at the moment. There have been tests being done over the last couple of days that show, and have been confirmed by Facebook, that actually not even all the posts are going to show up in recent stories. Okay, if you're not getting enough EdgeRank, if you're not getting enough engagement, or you're being spammy or things like that, then you may not even show up in recent stories. Okay, now, so today, the tests that have been done, and there's a really good website called edgerankchecker.com. Go and check out edgerankchecker.com. Okay, it talks about the newsfeed and EdgeRank, and it's doing lots of testing at the moment to do with how this is affecting top stories and recent stories. So it's new to all of us, okay? But basically, what they're doing is what they're saying is that it's pretty low at the moment. So that the threshold, if you like, to not get onto recent stories is pretty low at the moment. But one of the key things is if you're a page and you are constantly posting. Okay, so we've always said posting quite a lot on a page is a good thing because you want to get engagement and into people's news feeds. But if you constantly post, constantly, and actually you're essentially in people's faces, then there's a chance you're not going to show up in recent stories because you're going to be marked as spam. Okay? But what EdgeRank Checker do say, and what I've always said, and what Google says as well about getting +1s and about getting up the SEO, getting ranking in Google. Okay, socially now, if you were at my Future Social Search webinar, I talked about the fact that it's about authorship now, it's about credibility, and SEO is changing forever. Because it's going to be far more about becoming social and far more about people +1ing you and liking you and engaging with you and sharing your content, and that's how SEO is moving forward. Very similar to that, it's about content and engagement. So if you are somebody who produces lots of great content, really good quality content, I keep reading this. Every blog I read, every post I read, every link, everything, that I'm reading and I'm investigating at the moment, yeah, to be able to give you guys the most up-to-date information. The one word that keeps coming out at me every time and time again is content, content, content. And the other night on my coaching webinars, one of my students said to me, "Joe, I just can't get people to my Facebook wall. I'm putting loads of content on there and I'm not getting any engagement." And the question was, are you using your own content or are you simply sharing content? The answer was, I'm sharing content. Guys, if you want to get seen, you're going to have to start producing your own content. Whether that be articles, whether it be audio, whether it be video, whether it be questions, whether it be really good notes, posts, whatever it is you want to do, you're going to have to start having a voice of your own and start to produce your own content. That's really going to be key, okay, for the success of your business online. So, top stories and most recent stories, the game remains the same. You've got to produce some good content and you've got to have people engaging with your content. Very, very important. Okay? Now, what do I love about the newsfeed? What do I absolutely love about the newsfeed is the fact that you now have complete control over what you see. So right now, here I am on my main newsfeed, and all I'm seeing is my top stories and then my most recent. Okay, but what if I don't actually want to look at all that gumph? I actually only want to see posts by people who maybe I follow myself. Okay, some of the people who inspire me, some of the people who I've worked with, maybe people I've done JVs with, people that I just want to kind of keep up to date with. Well, check this out. I'm going to head over here to this list over here called Joe Barnes Recommends, okay, and I'm going to click on that bar there. That's going to give me now a news feed of only people who I've done JVs with, or I keep up to date with, or I follow, but just people that basically I would go out and recommend to other people, okay? So this is basically my news feed of those people, yeah? And I can create as many of these as I like. Okay, so this one, for instance, is family. Yeah, so this is all the people. These are my people in my family. Okay. And down here, I've got my IM list. So these are people who are people that I converse with to do with internet marketing. Okay. So basically, you can create as many lists as you like. Okay. And what we do here, if we go over to lists, you can see lists here. I'm going to click on this little more button. This is going to bring up all my lists. Okay, now look at this. I've even got a pages one, guys. Okay, I've got a pages one. Now, I haven't updated this one for absolutely ages and ages. I just had a pages one and I started shoving pages into it. Okay. Oh, hold on a second. That's not the one. I think I had a favourite pages one. Let me go and see. I might have deleted it. There it is. Favourite pages. Okay. So I can even put all of my favourite pages into a list and then just go and see all of the newsfeed updates of just my Facebook pages that I really like. Okay, maybe even I could have a list with like 2 people on it. Okay, I could create a list. Let's go into lists. Let's go into more and click create a list. Okay, and I will call it, what's the date today? 24th web list, and create a list. Okay. So I've now got that. I want to add some friends. So who have we got on the webinar tonight who's one of my friends already? Just tell me who's on the webinar tonight that's one of my friends. It takes a minute just to upload this actually. Here we go. Andrew Paul Smith. Okay, and who else? And Peggy Lim. Yeah. Rosemary. There we go. Okay, that'll do. So look, let's just say that I only wanted to see the updates from Andrew, Peggy and Rosemary. And that's all I wanted to see. So I've just created this list and I'm getting Andrew's the biggest. Andrew posts more than anybody else. But there's Rosemary. There's one from Peggy down there. And then Andrew. And that's it. Okay, now let's just say that these guys were my favourites. Okay, I really wanted, every single day I knew that I wanted to come in and see their news feeds, yeah, to see what they were up to. Well, over here next to the list, you can see this little button here, this little pen edit button. If I click on that, I can add to favourites. Okay, so I click add to favourites, and now all of a sudden it's up here under my favourites bar. So now every morning I come into Facebook, I log in, I go, go to my home, la-di-da. Oh, I wonder what Peggy, Andrew and Rosemary are up to. There they are, directly in my favourites list, boom, into their news feed, there they are. Easy as that. How funky is that? I mean, this is ultimate control, okay? Now, you know, what Facebook have done, very cleverly, in my eyes, very cleverly, is they've taken a feature that Google Plus has got, i.e. the circles, and being able to manage your lists in Google by groups of friends. They've taken that feature that everybody has been raving about for the last couple of months. Wow, circles are amazing. Being able to filter your stream is incredible. They've taken that feature and introduced it into Facebook, which I just think is very smart. Okay, and it is called a smart list. And the smart list is that the reason they've called it a smart list is essentially I've got a London area list here, for instance. Okay, so if any of my friends you know, become a friend of mine and they're from London, they'll automatically be put into the London area list. If I make a new friend from my old college and they've put in there that they went to Chichester College, they would automatically be added to my list. So that's why it's called a smart list. Okay. But that's basically, I can add anything I want into my favourites bar here. So I could put my page into my favourites bar. I put a group in earlier, my Facebook for Business group, which is the event we're holding in October. I put that from my groups into my favourites. I can put apps. Any apps I've got, I could put up into my favourites. So you can make these great little favourites bars, and you can then, obviously, every day when you come in, you can click on there, and it's going to take you straight to your favourites. Okay, and you can make as many of these lists as you like. Okay, and you can put friends into, you know, more than one list. So I could have, you know, I could have a friend in Joe Barnes Recommends, and I could have that person in SNA Members, okay? Or I could have a personal friend, and I could also have them in my Internet Marketing list. Okay, so you can have more than one person in your list. So that is what I love about the newsfeed. What I love about the newsfeed. Now, the other thing, okay, that I would like to mention as well is this little button here. You can see, so for instance, here's Andrew, okay, love Andrew, but I can go here and I could mark Andrew as a top story. Now this is going to become very important, this little button here, because you're going to get lots of people asking you to mark their stuff as top stories. You know how people have always said, oh, could you share my stuff and could you like it and all that kind of stuff. Now what you're going to get a lot more of is, could you mark my post as a top story? Because if I do, then it means that more people are going to see it as a top story. Okay. But if I didn't want to hear from Andrew, I could hide it. Okay, and then down here as well, Andrew's a friend of mine, so I'm automatically subscribed to Andrew. Okay, now I can say I want every single update Andrew does, or I can say I want most of his updates. I don't want to see absolutely everything, but I want most of them. Or I can click I really only want the really important updates. Now, the algorithm for only important is we're not sure about, but I've got a theory, and when we get to the timeline tonight, I'll share that theory with you of what I think is actually the only important updates. I think it's really based on some of the icons in your timeline. So excuse me, I just hiccuped. I'll share that with you when we get to the timeline. Now, at this point, I could unsubscribe from Andrew's status updates if I don't want to listen to his status updates anymore, or I could unsubscribe from Andrew. So if I really just don't want anything Andrew's doing anymore, I could completely unsubscribe. So you have complete control over that. The other thing I wanted to show you was to do with apps. Let me see if I can find an app. Okay, I was looking at one earlier. This is a link to Spotify. Yes, it is. There we go. Okay, so Neil's done a link to Spotify there. Now, notice the extra bit that comes up at the bottom here, hide all by Spotify. So there are going to be a lot of apps coming on board over the next few months. A lot of apps, okay? Because Facebook have changed the way apps work. They've made them far more intrinsic into the timeline, and lots more developers are going to be coming up with loads of apps. So now we've got this extra button here which says hide all by that app. So if you're getting inundated with apps in your newsfeed and it's apps that you don't want to see anymore, you can simply click hide all by that app, and that app is gone. It's disappeared. Finite. Okay? So let me just talk to you about how you post to your lists. Okay? So you've come up with these lists. Okay? You've got this list here that you really like, and what you want to do is you want to post just to that list. You don't want to post to anybody else. Okay? So what you can do is in the list itself, you can create an update which is going to go just to that list. Okay, so you can actually do a status update which will only go to that list by clicking update status from within the list. Okay, the other way you can do it is on your actual wall. You can click in here on status update, okay, and you can click down here on this little bar here, and you can choose, do I want this to go out to everybody? Do I only want it to go out to my friends? Or do I want to customize it? Okay, now you can click see all lists and go and pick a list from down here. So I could pick that 24th web list. But what if I wanted to send it to the 24th web list and I wanted to send it to 2 or 3 other lists? What do I do then? Well, that's where you would go into the custom. Okay, so if I click on custom here, now what I can do is I can add another list. Okay, just takes a while to 24th web, there we go, 24th web list and IM list. Okay, and family. So I can now pick more than one list, okay, to be able to send out my post to. Or I could decide to hide it from a list. Okay, so I could say, well, actually, I just don't want that list to see this. Okay, I want everybody else to see it, but I just don't want that list to see it. Okay, and that's basically how you would post just to those lists. All right. Very good question, Andre. The extended ticker bar to show on your site. Yes, you can. So just give that a second to refresh. Coming back to this ticker bar here, okay, it's a little bit small, isn't it? Can't see it too much, or you can. I mean, there's plenty going on there. But if you do want to have a slightly bigger ticker bar and you do want to extend it, what you need to do is come down here to the left-hand side here. Can you all see that little box? Okay, just click on that box, and what that's going to do is it's going to move your ticker bar all the way over to the right-hand side of the page above your chat. Now what you can do is you can move this grey bar up and down so you can have your chat bigger if you wanted your chat bigger, or you could move that down and you could have your ticker bar going all the way down the side of your page, all the way through. Okay, that's what you could do. And Andrew's just there on there saying thank you to Joe for highlighting some of my posts on tonight's Social Networking Academy webinar. I am well chuffed. All right, guys. So no problem, Andrew. Lovely man, Andrew. So that's basically how you can do that. And then if you don't want it on the sidebar anymore and you'd rather it was back here, then right down the bottom on the right hand side there's this little arrow saying hide sidebar. So you'd simply click on hide sidebar and that puts it straight back in to your main newsfeed. Okay, right, let me just have a look down my little list because I've got a list here of all the things I'm going through with you. Okay, so ticker, smart lists, how to post, EdgeRank. All right, guys, it's time to head over to the timeline. Okay, now, how many of you guys have seen my video? How many have you guys actually watched my video on how to create your own timeline? Out of you guys tonight, quite a few, or yep. No, not yet. You did. Sorry, not watched it. Okay, great. Okay, I'm just reading Rhett's screen here at the moment just to see how many people have or haven't watched it. Okay, guys. Well, basically, you can go and get your timeline right now if you want to. Okay, and what we'll do, I won't do it now. I'll tell you where you can go and get that video in a little while. Okay, if I get time towards the end of the webinar, what I'll do is I'll actually go over and show you how you go and get this right now. Okay, it is being rolled out in the next couple of weeks to everybody anyway, but if you want to get in early and go and check out the timeline and have a little play with it, I've done a video showing you exactly how you can go and do it. Only takes a few minutes, and as I said, if I get time towards the end of this webinar, then I'll actually go and show you how to do it on the webinar. But this is the timeline. Okay, this is what it is, and basically, let me give you a quick tour. Let me show you around it. What does Facebook mean by the timeline? This is going to take over your profile. This is now my profile. I no longer have a profile as we know and love. This is my new profile. And as we go through it, what you can see is here are all the posts on my wall. Okay, so here we've got people posting on my wall here, and here's my posts earlier, and you've still got all the comments just like you have and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and these are all what's happening right now. Okay, as you can see up here it says right now. Okay, these are happening now. And as we go down, I've now got some older stories, and it starts to condense the older stories a little bit. Okay, and as I go down even further, we're now into August. Here's some of my stories as well going down, and I can keep going down, keep going down. There's photos, stories, likes, all the rest of it, all the way to when I joined Facebook. Okay, so that's my timeline. Now I have to say I love it. I mean, I really, really love it. I think that it's just such a nice layout with all your photos, and honestly I do. I just think I just love it, and it's essentially like a digital scrapbook. Now I know that some people are a bit, I'm not sure about that. It's a bit creepy, and do I really want all of my information all over Facebook? And that's really for you guys to decide. There are some privacy settings which I'm going to run through with you in a minute, and it is for you guys to decide how much you do or you don't want to share on Facebook. And I've kind of always, you are out there, you're on this public social network now, this public social platform, and I know that privacy can be an issue for quite a lot of us, but it's down to you to control how much you want to share or not. Okay, but check this out, guys. I've got now August, July, 2010s, 2000s, 1992, so I can click on the 2000s. Okay, and it's going to take me all the way back to 2009. I can click on 2008 when apparently I joined Facebook. I didn't know. I couldn't remember when I joined Facebook all those years ago, but I joined Facebook originally on April the 10th, 2008. Okay, and as you can see, this is when I was in the property business. Everything I did was to do with property. There's an old photo of me when I used to work in the theatre business. I was very young there. And as you go up, not a lot of activity in 2008. Can you see? Not too many posts, not much going on. And then we go into 2009, and again, really, nothing. Nothing happening at all. Really, until we get to 2010, and obviously then I started really getting into Facebook. So basically, that is my timeline. Now, here are the really cool and funky features that we can do with my timeline. Let's click back to now. Okay. Okay, so first of all, this cover picture here, you can choose whatever you want to be up here. So I could choose from my photos that I've got in Facebook. Okay, so I could go down through my photos. Let's view my albums. I've got more on my albums. And let's say that I wanted something from my Yosemite National Park on there. Okay, so I could go and pick, this lovely waterfall, for instance, and I could decide to have that as my cover photo. Okay. And I can reposition it, I can drag it around and decide sort of which element of the photo I actually want on there. Do I want the top or the bottom or whatever, It's really, really funky, okay? And then I could save the changes, look. And then what that'll do is that will actually create that now as my cover photo rather than the picture of me at Disney, okay? Now, I'm going to go back and get my picture of me at Disney because I like that picture. But look, I need to look. Keris is look. That's just my head there. I've got to reposition it to get Keris on. Bless her. So you can basically go on there now. Something I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to totally open up to you and let you know what I'm going to do. I want to get as many subscribers as I can. Why? Because I'm a public figure. I want to be a public figure. Okay, so ideally, it's my goal to obviously get as many likes as we can on the Social Networking Academy. I don't know if we've hit 11,000 yet, have we? As many likes as we have, 11,005. It's my goal to get as many likes as we can on the Social Networking Academy, as many likes as I can on the free fan page templates. Okay, and now as many subscribers as I can on my own personal wall. So something I'm actually working on at the moment, I'm getting a graphic designed that's going to go up here that's going to say, want to know everything about social media, want to stay completely up to date, then subscribe here, and had a big arrow coming down towards the subscribe button here. So yes, you can now start to use this cover for all sorts of different things. Okay, you're opening yourself up now. Which I think is great if you want to be a public figure. If you don't, then it's a different story, and we're going to go through the subscribe button in just a moment, okay? And I'll explain to you what you do or don't need to do with that. So what else can I show you here? That's the cover. That's obviously my picture as before. You can edit your profile picture as well from here. Now, what's going on in the middle here? Okay, this is this sort of middle section, the hub, if you like. Okay, what Mark Zuckerberg said on F8 on Thursdays, he said the timeline was all your stories, all your apps, and a new way to express who you are. That was kind of his 3 sort of taglines, if you like. And this middle bit here is kind of the all your apps section, okay? And you can see here I've got my friends, I've got my photos, I've got the pages that I like, I've got my subscribers, and if I click on this little button here, it's going to take me down to some more boxes. So I've got a map, I've got notes, I've got subscriptions, and I've got an app there, okay? Now what I can do is I can actually move these around. So originally my map was up here and my pages were down here. So if you click on this little button here, you can swap position with likes, notes, subscribers, subscriptions, okay? And I can move these around, okay? Or if I click on the little plus button, what I can do is I can go and add an app. So the more apps that I add, then I can actually go and add an app. So I could say, yeah, I want to add a link there. It's a really good app, and I could put that there, you know, as something I wanted to highlight. And if I just show you what it looks like, if I click on pages, for instance, then that's going to show all the stuff that you used to see in your info section. Yeah. So here's my music and my books and my television and my inspirational people and all that kind of Matthew McConaughey, clearly one of my most favourite inspirational people. And then here's all my likes by year. Check this out. So now I can actually go and see when I liked a page. So if I go back to 2010, it's going to tell me which pages I liked in 2010. If I go back to 2009, it's going to tell me which pages I liked in 2009. Okay? Which I think is quite funky. So that's what it looks like. That's what your pages look like. You can click onto your friends from here, and that's going to show you your friends. Now the idea is, certainly in F8, it was described that these would be other ways for you to view your timeline. So for instance, if I clicked on photos, then it would actually show my photos going down my timeline. But at the moment, it's not really doing that. So I'm just kind of guessing that that's still to come, okay? Because this is still in beta, and the idea is that all your photos will be laid out, you know, with the dates of actually when you uploaded them. So that we've still got some to come, I think. And here, if you click about down here, then this is where you can go in and edit all of your information. So your work and education, you can write a bit about yourself. I haven't put anything in there yet. Your basic info, your contact info, where you live, your relationships, family, all of that kind of stuff. Okay. Okay, so now we move down. We move down a little bit. I'll come back to view activity in a second. We move down a little bit and we come to your normal status update. Okay. So we basically click on your status update, and this is where you would put in your status update. Let me change that to public. So public would mean everybody, including all of the people that have subscribed to you. Friends would mean just your friends, okay? So people that you have actually accepted their friend requests and you are friends with, okay? And then obviously custom is what I showed you a bit earlier. And your status update pretty much remains the same. You can put in your photo, you can put in a place, okay? You can tag somebody down here, that's how you do it. But notice these extra little icons. And this is where I think, I showed you in the news feed this important, where you can choose all updates, most updates, or only important. Well, this is where I think the only important is going to come in, because if you notice, this is work and education. So I can add a job, graduated, military service, other life event, got engaged, got married, child, had a pet, lost a loved one, something like that. I moved, bought a home, I broke a bone, I had surgery, or something like this. And I'm wondering, I don't know, I'm just surmising, to be honest with you, whether it's these little icons here that are going to be the ones that are the important events. So if I went in and decided that I was going to add a child, don't read into that, ladies and gentlemen, I was going to basically, I had a child today, she was female and blah, 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 and I saved that, then that would be an important event. And I'm wondering if I ticked, I only want to see the important things from people, then, these would be the kind of announcements that I would see. Okay? So that's basically your status bar. Okay? But here's the thing. This is your scrapbook. This is your life. This is your world. This is stuff that's happened in your life. So let's say that you wanted to put something in here that happened. So for instance, we launched the Social Networking Academy in April, okay? And I don't think I've got anything on here that really talks much about that. But I might want to say, do you know what? We launched the Social Network Academy in April and it was a really big deal to me. So I might go all the way back to somewhere around that date or time, and I can just click on this time bar here. I'm in July, but I can just click and I can add a status at that stage. Okay, so I can add something right at that moment. I can add a photo, I can add whatever I want right then and there, in my timeline. So I can actually go back and update my timeline. Okay, it doesn't have to be right now. The other thing I can do is I can have a look at something and think, do you know what, that's rubbish, I don't want to show that, okay? And I could basically go to it and I could say, I just want to remove it. So I click on the edit and remove and I say hide from timeline. So I don't want that on my timeline anymore, and that would disappear, okay? And the other thing I can do, which I really like, I have to say, is let's say that I wanted to make a feature of Neil's post tonight. Let's say I thought that was really cool and I wanted to make a feature. I click on this little star here, and what that does all of a sudden is it puts it right across my timeline. Okay, so it's not just side by side anymore. That's a feature. So when people come to my wall, they're going to see this. Okay? So if I had an event or something I was announcing, then I could literally just go and grab it and have it right across the whole timeline there. So I was making a big feature of it. Okay? So that is the main things on the timeline. Cover pick, boxes, life events, featured, updates, timeline, activity box. And what I want to show you up here is this is your activity box, okay? So basically nobody else is going to see this. Nobody's going to see your activity box. This is just for you. So if I click on view activity, what this means is this is going to give you all of your activity, every single piece of activity you've had on Facebook forever, okay? So you can go on to any one of these, click on this little button, and it's not on there. Hold on. Maybe it's because I'm too... Here we go. And I can feature on the timeline, I can allow on the timeline, I can hide from the timeline, and that's what I can do with this little button here. Okay? So you can go into activity and you can go back. So you could go all the way back and say go to all my posts from July in 2010, and I posted something via YouTube, and I could go and I could say I want it to go on my timeline. It's already on there. But let's say it wasn't. I could say, yeah, you know what, I want that on my timeline. Okay? So that's how you would do that. And this is where I approve all of my posts. Okay, so when people tag me, okay, this is where I would go in to actually approve my posts. Okay, so I can go approve all. Okay, and that means that all of those tags will now be approved and on my timeline. Okay, so they're all down here. All right, so that is a bit of a tour around the timeline. Just having a look and making sure that I have covered everything on my timeline. I think I have. All right. I think what we'll do in a second is we'll have about 10 or 15 minutes just to go through some of your questions, okay? And then I'll come back and go through some more things. What I'd like to do is just run through with you the new layout of privacy settings and account settings, okay? Because they're new, and I want to show you. In fact, I'm going to show you now how I got to the point where I was approving people's tags. That's really important, I think. Something that I really would like you guys to, oh, don't know where I've gone there, really would like you guys to know about, okay? Because I get tagged a lot, and I enjoy being tagged. I'm more than happy to be tagged, okay? But I do like to look at those tags before I allow them on my wall, because I do just want to make sure that they're good tags and that they're offering value. And especially now, as I'm getting more and more subscribers, I really want to make sure that what's going on my wall is good quality, and you know is going to add value to my friends and my subscribers. So if you head up here to this little arrow button down here, notice that as well, guys, that the nav bar is now static at the top of your page. Okay, the nav bar is now completely static at the top of your page. And your profile button is gone. Now it's just your name. And then home goes to your news feed. And then this little button here takes you to your account settings and your privacy settings. So if we log into privacy settings, and then within privacy settings, you've got this one here that says how tags work. Okay, how tags work. If we click on edit settings, and this is the top one, this is the main one, you want to turn your timeline review on. Okay, so this basically means that you will approve tags before they appear on your timeline. Now they may obviously appear elsewhere. They'll appear on the wall of the person who's tagged you, no doubt, but this is where you will want to turn it on so that you can review any tags that are going to come onto your page. All right? Okay, guys, so what we'll do is we'll just have about 10 minutes of a few questions just so I can sort of gauge where you guys are, what you're thinking, what you're understanding, that kind of stuff, okay? And then I've got, there's still some more changes and things I want to go through with you. I want to touch on Facebook pages as well and how some of these have an effect on Facebook pages. So let me just bring up the control panel and bring out your questions. Okay, shall I start at the bottom, Rhett? Wow, lots of questions. Wowie. Okay, I may miss quite a lot of your questions, guys, because there's lots and lots of questions, okay? But let's go through. I'm going to start with Ma. Ma has said, can you fit a 500-word article on Facebook? Ma, that's one of the questions I was going to discuss tonight. Absolutely, you now can. There's a 5,000 character limit now on your posts, okay? So, I don't know if it's on here. I only posted it a few days ago, but it may have compressed away at the moment. It has. I'd need to go back and find it. But basically, I did an article on here the other day, and it was, I don't know, about 3 or 4, more than that, probably about, I don't know, 1,000 words or something. But you can now put 5,000 characters in your status updates, just so you know. Can you still use pages as fan page to post? Yes, you can. Absolutely. Very important. I'm going to talk to you in a minute about the difference between a fan page and your profile. Okay? We're going to go through that because that is really quite important. I want you guys to understand that. Okay. Okay. Full page width on featured items. Yep, that is basically just ticking this little star here, feature on timeline, and then it goes full width. Okay. Can you unfeature a post? You certainly can. You can unfeature, unhide, delete. So let's say this was a feature. That's featured. I'm now going to click on the star to unfeature. And I'm going to click on this to... Oh, don't want to do that. I can click on that to hide from the timeline altogether. So that will actually take it away. Okay, that will take it away from the timeline altogether. This is only for personal pages. Okay. Peggy, do you know, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what determines what goes on the left and on the right. I think it's just sort of fairly random. Just as you do more and more posts, things are on the left and things are on the right. They're fairly chronological. I've got 21 minutes there, 33 minutes, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 44. So yeah, so it's fairly chronological, kind of going across the wall like that. Okay. Add a status to an earlier month or year in your timeline. Does that show up in your friends' current news feeds? No, what I think what it'll do, Nikki, is it will show that you've added something. I think it will actually show that you've added something, but whether it'll actually show the whole post, it may just say Nikki added a status update. Okay, but I'm presuming that, Nikki. Actually, I'm not. I don't know that. Okay, so I'd need to look into that and come back to you. I'm just kind of going through. No, the edits are item by item. Okay. Do you have the ability to delete information from way back? Yep, Bob. You can go through and delete anything you want and hide anything you want from your timeline. You have full control over what you want to show on your timeline and what you want to delete from your timeline. Okay, you have full control, all right, over doing that. How long did it take FB to think of all of this? Oh, they've been working on this for a while. Yeah, people, you won't be able to see my timeline on Facebook unless you've set up your own timeline. Okay, so you won't be able to see mine unless you've actually set up yours. Okay, because it's still in beta testing. All right. Why do you want to put your posts or approve your posts on your timeline? I want to approve other people's posts on my timeline because people could post anything on here. They could come on here and they could tag me in all sorts, okay? You know, I just want to make sure that I've got some control over what people are posting on my wall. Can you see someone else's timeline? Yeah, I can go and have a look now at somebody else's timeline. So, for instance, I know that Neil, where are you, Neil? Neil's got his timeline up and running, and I thought, Neil, you'd just posted on here recently. Oh, there he is. So if I click on Neil's, here's Neil's timeline, okay? So this is Neil. You can see he's got Spotify here up in his likes. He's got his likes there, his photos, his friends, I can message Neil. You can see the message button there, so I can message Neil. And this is Neil's timeline, okay? So I can go through and have a look at Neil's. And I can go back through and I can see what Neil was doing in 1990. And you married Michelle in 1997. There you go. All right, so basically that's how you'd go and see somebody else's timeline, but it's only because Neil's got his timeline working and I've got my timeline working that we can see each other's timelines. Okay. Gosh, so many questions, guys. There's no way I'm going to get through all of these because I've got some more to go through with you. Oh, subscribers! Gosh, Caroline, thank you so much. I can't believe I haven't gone through subscribers. Right, hold on a second, guys. Let me just shut the question box down a second and let me run through subscribers with you. Okay, so basically, up to now, we have been able to have 5,000 friends. Okay, so basically you can go onto Facebook and you can go and request somebody as a friend, and they can either say yay or nay. So for instance, up here I've got 25 friend requests. Okay, and my issue, it has always been not that I don't like making friends. I do like making friends, but the time in going through and having a look and seeing whether that person has got mutual interests, whether they're going to enjoy my content. You know, the last thing I want is people who have come on just to sort of, who are interested in cooking, and I'm talking about social media all the time. Okay, so for me, friend requests, I've got 2,951 friends, mainly because I just don't spend the time going through my friend requests and looking and deciding who I want as my friends. Okay, now there's this subscribe button. Okay, now obviously it looks completely different on a normal profile. Who here has turned on subscriptions and has a normal profile? Is there anybody here on the call that has actually turned on subscriptions but still has got a normal profile, hasn't set up timeline? Okay, let's pick one. Emma Kay? Emma Kay? Okay, let's go on to Emma. Oh no, it's not going to work because I'm friends with Emma Kay. Is there anybody here who has turned it on and who? Do you know what? It's okay. It's okay though because you can see it up here. Okay, so basically, this is Emma Kay. Emma Kay, lovely, lovely lady. This is Emma's profile. Okay. And what you'll see when you go on now to somebody's profile is you'll see a subscribe button. Now, because I'm friends with Emma, then I'm already subscribed. We're already subscribed to each other. It means that when Emma makes a post, I see it in my news feed. When I make a post, Emma sees it in her news feed. More often than not, we see each other's posts because Emma and I comment on each other's posts. So we have an affinity, okay? Hence EdgeRank. So we normally see each other's posts. Now, I'm already subscribed to Emma, but I can go into here and I can decide whether I want to see all updates, most updates, only the important updates, and I can even go through and decide what kind of updates that I'd like to hear from Emma. So, for instance, if Emma was a really big gamer, let's say Emma spent all day on Farmville, yeah? And I never played Farmville. And Emma commented about Farmville a lot. And we had a high affinity because Emma also commented about other things that I was interested in. But I didn't want to hear about games from Emma because it really didn't interest me. I could just untick games. Okay, so that I didn't hear anything from Emma about games. So every time she posted something about games, then I wouldn't hear anything from her. Okay? So this is what you can do, which is really, really cool, actually. So when you're a friend of somebody, you're automatically subscribed. What that means, what subscription actually means, is it means that you are going to get their posts in your newsfeed. It's exactly the same as a fan page. If you think about it, when you go to a fan page, and you click like on that fan page, what you're essentially doing is you're saying, I want your posts in my newsfeed. I'm subscribing to you, I'm liking you, and I'm asking you to have your posts in my newsfeed. Okay? That is what subscribe is about. If I went on to Emma's wall, okay, and I wasn't friends, and I'd tried to become friends with her, but she'd reached her 5,000 friend limit and she just didn't have room for me anymore, I could now go and click subscribe, and that means that I am now going to get Emma's posts in my news feed. Okay, but it's the same as anything. I've got, look, 1,424 subscribers so far. Okay, but Emma's just put, I haven't got time for games. I've got 1,424 subscribers, which is fantastic. And it now means that the more posts and stuff like that I do on here, the more it's going to go out to their news feeds. But unless I can engage them, unless I can start to get them into conversations and talking to me and things like that, are my posts going to show up in their news feed as often? Probably not. Okay? So that's what subscribers are, and it essentially gets rid of that 5,000 friend limit. Okay, because now you can have 5,000 friends. I can still have friends. I could go here and I could say, look, this is Marida, and we've got 130 mutual friends. I'm pretty sure we're going to be on the same wavelength, so I'm going to confirm her as a friend. Okay, and I could go through and I could look at Michelle and Ashley and Angela and Elisa and Nadine and Christina, and I could say, yes, I want all of these people to be my friends. Okay, so I can still keep building my friend list. But once you've reached 5,000, that's your lot. Yeah, you can't have any more friends. And if I've got pages that I've liked as well, look, I've got 645 pages, so I can actually only have 4,000. My maths isn't that quick. 4,365 or whatever it is, friends, because your pages and your friends make 5,000. Okay. But now I can have unlimited subscribers. So people can subscribe to me, and I can have unlimited subscribers that subscribe to me to get my newsfeed. Okay? But what I will tell you is when you go and subscribe to people, there is a maximum. You can only subscribe to 5,000 people. So you've got a maximum of 5,000 subscriptions. And my little button's just disappeared. It's been doing that all day. So let me just refresh, see if I can get that back. We'll just let that, there we go. So if I click on there, down here I've got subscriptions. Okay, so these are people that I've subscribed to. These are people that I'm not friends with, that I want to get their posts in my newsfeed. You'll notice a lot of them are actually from Facebook, just because I want to try and keep up to date with what's happening in Facebook. So I'm subscribed to all these guys. Okay, I want to get all of their stuff in my newsfeed. And I can only subscribe to 5,000 people. Okay? Okay, so let's go through how to turn subscriptions on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a different browser, okay? And I'm going to log in to Facebook and go to Rhett's account, because you don't have subscriptions turned on, do you? Okay, so let's go to Facebook and let's log in as Rhett. Okay, so we'll go in here, and don't worry about that. Asks me to name my new device every time I log in as Rhett, even though I've named it 100 times. Okay, so if I go to Rhett's wall, okay, so here I am on Rhett's wall, okay. Now, you'll notice down here on the left-hand side, there is this little icon and subscriptions, okay? If you click on that, you'll all have that by now, okay? Subscriptions. So click on subscriptions. Okay, no subscriptions. And what you can do is you can click on allow subscribers. Now, before you all rush to do this, can I just quickly talk to you? Don't hit that allow subscriber button yet. Let me just talk to you about this very quickly, because it's really important you think about this. Okay, so you can allow subscribers there, or if you click on learn more, it's going to take you to the subscribe button, and you can click on allow subscribers there after you've had a little bit more of a read. Okay, but before you go and do this, guys, okay, I want you to understand why you're doing it. Why would you have a subscribe button? And what's the difference between a fan page and a personal profile now, okay, if you can have all these people subscribing to you? Well, look, my name is Jo Barnes, as you all know, and I am the founder and creator of the Social Networking Academy, as you all know. The Social Networking Academy is my business, but I am also my business. I am very much my business, and I have based most of my business around me, around my personality, around my videos, around my content, and around everything I do. I have some personal friends on Facebook, but 90% of my friends on Facebook are like-minded individuals who are within the industry I am within. And what I've been doing over the last year, while I've been on Facebook since August last year, as you know, within the social media arena, is I have been doing the bulk of my business on the Social Networking Academy. I have kept my personal profile relatively personal, but what I've been doing is sharing information about myself, my family, things I'm doing that shows people a bit more of the personal side of me, because I'm looking to make that connection. I'm looking to create that rapport. I want people to trust me. I want people to know who they're dealing with. People buy from people. Yeah, and I want people to know that I'm somebody with integrity, that I offer great value, that, you know, people can trust my information, that I'm always going to do my very best, and I do that by sharing what I share on my Facebook page, but also by revealing this more personal side on my personal profile. Okay. Now, what's happened is Facebook have now opened this up and said, well, you know what? You can become a public figure. You can use your personal profile now to essentially become a public figure. They've blurred that line. It was always very much your fan page is business, your personal profile is personal. Now what they've done with the subscriber function is they've blurred that line. So I can now start to become more of a public figure on my personal profile. Now, let me try and make this as clear as I possibly can. Your fan page is still a business page. This is still a very, very important part of your business strategy. Okay? Your fan page, the amount of people that you have liking you, the amount of affinity you have with your fans, the amount of engagement you have going on your page, very, very important. What's great about your fan page is your tabs. You don't have these on your personal profile, not in this same way. Okay? You have all these tabs where you can introduce people to all these different areas of your business. Okay? You can have your videos laid out in a really, really nice way. Okay, where people can come and see all of your videos and all of that kind of stuff, okay? You can have competition tabs, you can have top fan tabs, you can have your welcome tab, you can have all these great tabs that essentially introduce people to all these different areas and elements of your business. The key with your fan page is getting people to come back to the page as much as you possibly can. It's trying to get engagement back to your page, okay? And that's essentially what the newsfeed is doing. The newsfeed lends more weight to friendships than it does to brand relationships. So what you're trying to do with your fan page all the time, as well as getting into newsfeeds, is you're trying to get people back to your page, okay, to engage them with your business. Whereas what you can do as a public figure is you're going to get out there and you're going to, put out your posts and everything. And the idea is to get as much of your posts as you can into your newsfeed and create lots and lots of affinity with the people out there who are reading your updates and your posts. But it does mean that your personal profile is essentially no longer personal. Okay? It does mean that there is that kind of blurred business line. I do not advocate you suddenly throwing onto your timeline loads and loads of business deals and affiliate links and stuff like that. I would still keep all of that for your business page. This is about knowing the person. This is really about that whole public figure, okay, that online persona. So if you're happy to become a public figure, if you want to get out there and you want subscribers and you want to have more, and you need to be a content producer to do this, okay? You must be somebody who enjoys producing content, who wants to produce content, who wants a following of people, and who wants to become a public figure. But if you want to keep your personal profile personal, then don't turn subscriptions on. Okay, because all of a sudden you are at a point now where it's not personal anymore. Okay. Okay, yeah, and the option of sending a personal message that accompanies a friend request has gone. That has gone. Okay. So it's a shame. The whole netiquette is very important, but yes, you can no longer send a personal request with a friend request. So I tend to send a friend request and message the person as well, just to say, hey, I've just sent you a friend request. So they've just made that a little bit more awkward. But okay, so and a subscription, you don't need a personal message. You just literally subscribe. You're just subscribing to see their posts in your news feed. So that's that. Alright guys, so that's the subscription button. So what were the other things I wanted to quickly share with you? 5,000 character limit, I've gone through that. The nav bar is now static, I've gone through that. The bookmarks, the favourites on the left, I've gone through that. The friend activity on your page, I haven't showed you that. Let's just quickly head over to the Social Networking Academy page. Okay, just a couple of quick changes in pages. Nothing huge happening to pages at the moment, but I do just want to touch on that in a second. Really, the main changes are this little button here down here, this friend activity. This just shows no friend activity for the Social Networking Academy. What a load of rubbish. Okay, so obviously there's something wrong with the... Oh, there we go. Great. I was going to say, what a load of rubbish. This is just friends and what they're doing, on and with your page. Are they sharing? Are they commenting? Are they liking? What are they doing? It just gives you an opportunity to go down and see how active your friends are on your Facebook page. Okay? and what they're doing with all of your posts and stuff, which I think is great. I think it's a really, really funky little tool. Okay. So I can see, who's shared my stuff and things, which is really nice. So that's on there. The other change on Pages is that you no longer need 25 fans to get a username on a new page. So if you go and create a brand new Facebook page, you no longer need 25 fans to get your username. Okay, now this is not happening with every single new page out there. Unfortunately, some new pages, it's just a little bit buggy at the moment. Some pages are working, some pages aren't. But on the whole, you do not need 25 fans anymore to go and grab your vanity URL. Yeah, so my vanity URL, you can see up here, is facebook.com/social networking academy. All right, so that's my vanity URL. You no longer need 25 fans to go and get that. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to show you, if we go to Edit Page and Resources, you'll notice here you can now no longer send updates to your fans, or you won't be able to as of September the 30th. So if you ever used to send updates to fans using Facebook Messages, then you're no longer going to be able to do that as of September the 30th. This was the update function. So I could go and I could send a message out to all of my fans. To be honest with you, it wasn't hugely effective anyway, because it used to end up in like the other button, which essentially is like a spammy button in your messages. But I did used to send out the odd update, but as of the 30th of September, you'll no longer be able to do that. It's all about engaging with them on your wall. Okay. And I wanted to talk to you very quickly about the SSL certificate as well. There's been quite a lot of confusion about the SSL certificate. So let me just try and clear that up for you a little bit, okay? What's going to be affected by your SSL certificate is applications. So have we got any developers on the call tonight? Is anybody going to, create loads and loads of apps? Is anybody running out and creating loads and loads of apps, okay? If you are a developer and you create apps on a regular basis, then you've got a few hoops to jump through, okay? And you'll probably know more than I do. First of all, you're going to need your SSL certificates for your domains that you use on your apps. Secondly, you're going to need, I can't remember what it's called now, O Authorization 2.0. And there's a few other things that you're going to have to do for a developer side. Now, I'm not a developer, so you guys probably know more than I do. But all I do know is when you go and create a page within the developer app. So I obviously teach on my site how to create applications to go and build welcome pages. All you need for that is an SSL certificate on your domain name. Okay, so there is a video on the Social Networking Academy site all about it. The good news is that we are currently in the process of having absolutely state-of-the-art, cutting-edge humdinger of templates built right now that will be fully SSL covered. All your images, all your videos, everything will all be completely covered, okay? And they are currently being developed right now. Really, really, absolutely. I don't know if you guys can remember, but I started in August last year and I created this opt-in generator form to allow people to build these pages very easily. And at the time, there was hardly anybody else out there doing it. Okay, I was one of the first, which has really helped me to build such a big list so quickly. I've now fallen behind the crowd a little bit with my templates. They're not bad, my templates, but they're certainly not one of the best, so I couldn't allow that to happen, could I? So we've gone out there and we're having absolutely super duper top of the range templates being built at the moment, which will be fully SSL covered. The bad news is I'm not sure they're going to be ready by the 1st of October. It may be a week later. But they're coming out very, very soon, so look out for those. But in the meantime, if you have welcome pages that you have uploaded by creating a web page or creating a page on a WordPress site, anywhere where you have used your own domain to integrate the page on Facebook, yeah? And you'll know what I'm talking about. If you have created a page with a domain and then you've taken that domain and you've gone into the application, okay, within Facebook, you've gone into this bit here, .com/developer. Okay, so if you've actually gone into one of your applications here and you have gone into page tab and you've put in your URLs here, okay, and then you've added it to the page, you need an SSL certificate on that domain. Okay, so you need to go to your hosting company and you need to get yourself what's called an SSL certificate for that specific domain that you've created your page with. Otherwise, as of the 1st of October, what's going to happen is people's going to come along to your welcome pages and a little box is going to come up that's going to say you can't access this page because it needs an SSL certificate. Okay, now there is a video. Let's just, can you find the video, Rhett, and put it in the box for everybody? It's in latest SNA news, and it's... So, in fact, all of you can do this, whether you are a member or not a member. This is free. If you go to thesocialnetworkingacademy.com, www.thesocialnetworkingacademy.com, and click latest SNA news under free content. Okay? Latest SNA news. And if you go to the bottom, there's the video for SSL certificates. Alright? So go and watch that. That will show you. And while you're on here, just click this little RSS button and add this page to your Google Reader, okay, so that you get up-to-date information from me. Okay, I update this page just with little videos and things like that as new things happen. Okay, so do just click that little RSS button and get regular updates from me. Okay. So that's the SSL friend activity. We've done that. We've done favourites. We've done that. We've done no message with friend request. Phew. Gosh, guys, a lot of information to take in. How are you? Are you guys still with me? We still got you with me? Gosh, yes, we have. We've still got lots of you with me. That is fantastic. Well done. Okay. Lots and lots and lots of stuff, isn't there, guys? Yeah, really lots of stuff to work on. Okay, so where are we? It's 9:30. All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'd like to do some questions, and I've got a few of you who want to know how to do the timeline. Yeah. So we'll do the timeline first, and then we will do a few questions after that. Yeah. Sorry, somebody was just asking me. I just really skipped by a question there. I was just looking, and somebody had asked me a question, and I've lost it. Darn it! I'll have to come and find it again in a minute. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to pop back and find it in a second, all right? Come back and find some of your questions. So, okay, guys. So, look, before we head over to... I'm going to show you the timeline, and then we're going to do questions. But before we head over there, I would just like to, very quickly, if you don't mind, just say to those people who are not yet members of the Social Networking Academy, okay? And this is not... Don't worry, don't suddenly click off. I'm not about to do you a huge, great big sales pitch. But look, guys, social media is huge, okay? It is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, every month. There are massive amounts of changes almost weekly at the moment, and this is what I'm excited about. Let me tell you what I'm excited about. Facebook have just made huge changes, massive changes to everything within our personal profiles, okay? Google naturally lean more towards business, okay, because they're a search engine. Yeah, because they're the search engine. Now, Google Plus obviously Google Plus has just been launched. It's now open to everybody. Don't ask me for invites anymore, guys, because Google Plus is now open to absolutely everybody. You can go and set up yourself a Google Plus account. Social media is not going anywhere. It is here to stay. Google Plus going social. Google going social has proven that. This is not a fly-by-night thing. This is absolutely massive. Do you guys agree? Do you agree that social media is here to stay? I think it's absolutely, it's not going anywhere. The challenge with social media is that it is so changeable right now, isn't it? Okay, because they're evolving. These businesses are evolving and they're growing and they're competing. And all of these comments people are making where they're saying Facebook is changing, we're all going over to Google Plus. Do people not think Google's going to change? It is. Google is, isn't it? Of course it's going to. It's going to evolve and it's going to change. It's going to react to things Facebook does, and Facebook's going to react to things that Google does, and even Twitter's going to pop in there at times, and that's going to change and react to things that those two giants are doing. So they're all going to react to each other because they're all competing and because this is going to become such a massive marketplace. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime in the next 18 months or 2 years another platform pops up somewhere that maybe dwarfs Facebook and Google. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that the landscape is changing, and whether you are online or offline, this is the really big opportunity. We as online marketers tend to kind of see these things happening around us. Offline, it's going to suddenly hit businesses like a ton of bricks when they suddenly realize their advertising is no longer working, and they're thinking, where the hell do I get my customers? And all of a sudden somebody says, well, guess what? You haven't been taking any notice of social media, and that's where it's at. But what's so exciting and a little bit overwhelming and everything as well, guys, is that Google are going to be launching their business pages very soon. Okay? I intend to be right at the front of that. I intend to know exactly what's going on, exactly how it works, and if it needs templates, and if it needs coding, and if it needs all the rest of it, I intend to find a way to make it easy for everybody to be able to create their businesses on Google as well. And I guarantee you, when Google come up with all of their business changes, guess what's going to happen in Facebook? They are going to react and they are going to start changing the fan pages, okay? And that's because Facebook have always lent more towards friendship. Google are always lent more towards business. But where does Facebook get their revenue? They get their money from advertising, don't they? And where does advertising come from? Advertising comes from businesses. Okay, so at the end of the day, Facebook are without a shadow of a doubt going to do stuff to the fan pages, the business pages, to make them more business friendly. Yeah, and they're going to react, no doubt, to what Google's doing. So, can you guys see how powerful this all is? Can you guys see the value in knowing and understanding social media? In being at the forefront of social media, of being kind of, a few steps ahead of the competition, of knowing what's happening, of being up to date, of knowing what's coming, and can you see the business potential of social media in the future? I don't know what the percentage is. I should find out, but I don't know how few businesses are actually taking advantage of social media right now, but I know it is few. So this business has got massive potential over the next 5 years. Okay? So just so you guys know what my goal is to be a thought leader in this business. My goal is to be absolutely at the front, okay? My intention is to ensure that I am 100% up to date and that I keep you guys up to date with everything that's going on, okay? And what I've done with the Social Networking Academy is I have tried to give as much information as possible, and will continue to try and give as much information as possible as cheaply as I possibly can, okay, in order to try and get out to as many people as I possibly can. All right, and we have got 1,000 members on the site, and those 1,000 people have been amazing since we started. They've bared with me while we've changed the site around, and we've done different things, and we've introduced different courses, and we're updating different things, and we've changed bits around, and we changed the whole site and everything. Okay, and these guys have been incredibly patient and have paid a very reasonable price for that patience. But as of November the 4th, because of these new all singing, all dancing templates, we're putting the price up. Okay, not just because of the templates, but also because I'm going to be launching a fairly meaty social media presence course in the next couple of months, all about credibility, becoming an expert, how to present yourself on social media, how to have an online persona, how to get yourself more subscribers, be seen, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so we've got a humdinger of our templates. We're also going to be launching quite deeply into LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn as well is going to be quite a big force in the local business arena for social media. So we're going to be doing quite a lot on LinkedIn as well. And we've got loads of other stuff planned. Mobile marketing is going to be huge, all that kind of stuff. So we've still got loads of stuff to add. But come the 4th of November, we're basically putting the price up. So I just wanted to let you guys know right now, to join the Social Networking Academy, it is $1, okay, for a 10-day trial, and then it's $37 a month, okay? Plus we've got lifetime membership at $397. As of the 4th of November, we are never going to be offering lifetime membership again. It is gone, okay? So basically, you've got between now, this is not a scarcity sales pitch because you've got a good 6 weeks. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's all going to end in 5 minutes. But basically, I want you guys to go over, any of you who are not part of the Social Networking Academy. This is not a sales pitch. This is an order. I want anybody who is not a member of the Social Networking Academy, I want you to become a member right now. I want you to go over and join us today. If you want to do the dollar trial, then do it. It's fine. It's $37 a month. It's less than a cup of coffee a day. And on the 4th of November, when the prices go up, if you're a member at $37, you will continue to be a member at $37. We are not going to put your price up, okay? So get in now while you can. But the humdingering offer, guys, is this one. Because as of the 4th of November, we're not going to offer it again, ever. There is never going to be lifetime membership again of the Social Networking Academy, and I am going to be here for at least minimum 5 years, if not longer. Okay, and obviously I hope to be here for about the next 50 years. But you know, the Social Networking Academy, this is my baby. This is what I'm passionate about. This is my business that I want to grow for the next however many years. So this is the offer. I want you to go and sign up because I guarantee you, I absolutely 100% guarantee you there is no value like this on the web today. Unlimited lifetime access to every single social media update that's going to happen over the next few years for less than $3 less than $400. Okay, this is not a course that you basically are going to listen to and then in a few weeks time it's going to be finished and gone and it's finished forever. This is forever. $397 for as long as I can keep going on my Duracell batteries. Okay. If you decide to join tonight at $397, what we're also going to do is we're going to send you the DVDs from the greatest Facebook show on earth that I did with Chris Farrell in March of this year. 2 full days. The attendees paid £197 to come. That's $319 or something. And so we're going to package that with the lifetime membership tonight. Okay. Plus, because we do a Facebook ads course on the site, we're also adding in a $50 Facebook ads voucher. So if you decide to come on board as a lifetime member tonight at $397, you're also going to get the DVD sent to you and the $50 Facebook ads voucher. And guys, I absolutely 100% know that this is worth it because I put my heart and soul into it, and I want as many members as possible because I just want to share with everybody how amazing social media is and what's happening over the next few years. I'm so excited about it all, okay? And I feel it's my duty to have as many people on the Social Networking Academy as possible. All right? That's it. Sales pitch over. Okay, so let's head back to the timeline and let me show you how to get your timeline up and moving. So what we need to do is head over to developers. Okay, so let me go back to that again. Facebook.com/developers. Okay. Yep, leave that page, please. Okay, so you want to go to facebook.com/developers. All right, and that's going to bring you to this page. Now, guys, I haven't got the time to go through how to create an app tonight. If you've not yet created an app before, and you need to go through the whole process of creating an app, it's on the site. I'm just trying to remember whether it's in one of my free training courses or not. Facebook pages, yes it will be. On Facebook pages, this is one of my free courses, and we've got, no, it's not on that one. It's on Create a Website on Facebook, another one of my free courses on the site, okay? And that is how to create an app. Okay, video 11, how to create an app, and you'll notice on here, guys, that there are 3 videos. This is my original video, and this is the new interface. I've left the original video up there because it goes through the whole bit where you have to verify your phone number, okay, but apps have changed, and this is the new interface down here. So if you need to know how to build an app, then go to Create a Website on Facebook, on the site, okay, and go to video 11, which is how to create an app. Okay, but for now I'm going to assume you guys have created apps and that you know what this page is and you recognize this page. Okay, so you're basically just going to go and create a new app. So give it I call it Timeline Test App. Look, we'll call it Timeline Test App 2. You need to give it namespace, so you might want to call it the same Timeline Test, but you can't have you can't have numbers or anything. So if I put Timeline Test 2, oh, it failed. Maybe it doesn't like timeline. SNA Test 3. There we go. Available. Okay. So you just need to give it a namespace. Don't worry too much about these unless you're actually going to go out there and create a full-on app. This is just so that you can actually go on and create your timeline. Okay. And then agree to the platform privacy policy and click continue. Okay, oh, look at that. That's quite easy tonight, isn't it? 95KS. Gosh, they're normally terrible, those captures. Okay, so then we go through and it's going to open up your page with the app. And it's just going to take a little bit of time, and here we go. Okay, so here is our app. What we want to do, ignore everything on that page. We're going over here to the left to Open Graph. Okay, so click on Open Graph. That's going to bring you to this page, which is the Open Graph Getting Started page. Now, in here, we're putting an action and an object. So an action is basically watch, see, review, cook, whatever you want it to be. And an object is movie, trip, restaurant. I mean, just copy what they've got in there. So watch. Just do exactly what I'm doing now. Watch a book. Okay? No, you can't watch a book, can you? Let's try read. Sorry, I've been going for an hour and 3/4. Let's try read. Read a book, okay? And then click Get Started. That's then going to bring you through to this page. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than this, guys, all honesty. That's going to bring you through to this page, action types. Just go through that and click Save Changes at the bottom because you don't want to do anything with that. It's going to bring you to the next page, which is going to be the object types or the action types. I'm on action types. The next one's going to be object types. So it just takes a minute to register all of that. Now it's time for a song, isn't it? While we're waiting. Any requests? Oh no, here we go. Okay, so it's now brought me through to, it's taken me all the way through. If you go through each of these pages, you just click save and change save at the bottom. Okay, so we save and finish. That's all done and finished, and that's it. Okay, now guys, if you go back to your main page after doing that, you will find that you've got a little button that says test out your new timeline. Okay, test out your new timeline. Now, if I went through that a little bit fast, then here's what you need to do. Go back to the Social Networking Academy. Head over to Latest SNA News. Click on the top one, which says Introducing the Facebook Timeline. And in here, you've not only got the video at the bottom, but I've actually gone through and given you all of the actual pages, okay, to show you what you need to click, what you need to read, where you need to read it, where you need to save changes, and then here's the video, a 9-minute video at the bottom, just showing you exactly how to do it. All right, so do go and have a look at that. That is completely free and available for all of you to have a look at. Now, before I go, Roz Fruchtman, is she still on the call? Is Roz still with us? Roz, are you still here? I'm looking for Roz. Yes, she is. Good. Right. I know that Roz, bless her, has been asking for bloomin' ages, how do I expand my ticker? So I'm going to go through it one more time, Roz. Are you watching? Okay, I'm going to show you how to expand your ticker. That's just jokes waiting to happen, that, isn't it, the ticker? Okay, what you do, Roz, is down here on the left-hand side, you can see this little box. Okay? You click on that box and it's going to expand the ticker here onto the right. Okay? And you can either go up or you can go down or you can go up or you can go down. It's up to you. Okay? And then if you want to reduce it again, you just click at the bottom here, hide my sidebar. Woohoo! All right, ladies and gents, we're going to head over to questions. We're going to go over to questions now, okay? And I'm going to answer all of your questions, those of you who are still with us. It is 21:47 where I am, so I'm going to answer questions for 13 minutes, okay? We're going to call this short in 13 minutes, okay? We're going to completely close this down at 10 o'clock my time, okay? So, let's have a look at all of the questions. How do you get the subscribe button to show after publishing the new timeline? John, you can't see the subscribe button on your own page, okay? It will only be other people who come to your page who will be able to see it. All right, so I'll be honest with you, I don't know where it is on here. Who haven't I subscribed to? Who has turned on the timeline and has turned on the subscribe button? Let's go and see who's turned on the timeline. And Cher, I'm already a friend of yours. Helen, I think I'm already a friend of yours. Nicole, I'm already a friend of yours. Let's try Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Valerie. Look at this. Here we go. Well done, Valerie. So look, there is Valerie's subscribe button. So I could click subscribe now to Valerie and I would be subscribed to Valerie's posts. I'm actually going to respond to friend request and confirm that. So I'm subscribed as well because I'm a friend. But that's where you'll find it, okay? Basically just right there underneath you'll see subscribe. But you're not going to see it on your own page. Lovely picture, Valerie. Where is that? Is that the bridge near Wales? Oh no, Fife. She's in Scotland. Sorry. Good. Okay. Good. Who else? Must we accept those who subscribe just like we do a friend request? Well, no. The thing is once they subscribe, if you make your posts public, they will see your posts. Okay? So basically, if you actually, if you go on here and you keep your status updates as public, that means anybody who subscribes to you is going to see your posts. So if you don't want people to see your posts, then big suggestion, don't turn on the subscribe button. Okay? Monty, where is the link to purchase the special today? It's on the site. Just head over to the site, okay? We'll be looking out tonight for anybody who joins the lifetime membership offer, okay? Rhett will be looking out and he'll be emailing you straight away in order to get your name and not your name, your postal address in order to send you the DVDs and the voucher. Okay, so just go through to the site, the Social Networking Academy, on home, click on the top left hand button here, join today for only £1, only $1 even, and if you decide to join us for lifetime member, then Rhett will be emailing you to get your postal address in order to send you those bonuses. Alright, that would be great. Mike, what is the last day for lifetime membership? 4th of November, Mike. That's where, well, yeah, 3rd of November possibly. No, 4th of November I think we're turning, we're going to, aren't we?
Oh, we said the 4th now.
So yeah, 4th of November, Mike, okay? Dan Smith is asking if we bought the 2-year membership in April, will there be any special upgrade price for the lifetime offer? Dan, if you bought the 2-year membership in April, you are automatically a lifetime member. Okay? If you purchased on the founding member offer, okay, in April, then you are automatically a lifetime member, so you don't have to worry about that. And Mwangi, new members can update to lifetime members. If anybody is a member and would like to update to lifetime before we close in November, just email Rhett, okay? Rhett@joebarnesonline.com, okay? Great. John's asking me if I like insects. Not really. I'm not sure what that means, but no, I'm not too keen on insects. Thanks, John. Guys, look, questions. I'm more than happy to sit here and talk about the Social Network Academy all night, but I want to answer your questions. Annette, I have lost my ticker bar. We're going to get that so much, aren't we? I've lost my ticker. Guys, don't forget as well, if you haven't subscribed, go and subscribe, because you will get so much free stuff from me as well. It's untrue. So many little updates and little tips and things like that. So do make sure you head over to my page and subscribe. Ticker. It's here. It's on your home. It's on your news feed. It's on the right-hand side, just here. Okay? It's on the right-hand side. Also, just for those people who are starting to drift off now, because a few people are starting to drift off, as you would do on a Saturday night, as you're starting to drift off, it would be absolutely fabulously wonderful if you would head over to the Social Networking Academy fan page if you've enjoyed the webinar tonight, and just put a comment on the wall. If you have enjoyed it and you've had a good time, then it would be wonderful if you would go over to the Social Networking Academy wall and just tell us. And if you've got any feedback for us, if you feel that we could do with some improvement, then please let us know as well. Michael, if I have a fan page I set up normal way, create a page, not developers, do I have to have an SSL certificate? What do you mean No, it's only for a welcome page, Michael. So if you've just got a fan page, but you haven't got a iframe welcome page on it, then you don't have to worry. It's the only thing an SSL certificate is required for is actually for a welcome page, an iframe. Okay, so what an iframe is, it's an application. So when we go and we place a web page on our Facebook fan page, we do it through an application. Okay, which is basically, so people say to me, Joe, I've got an iframe on my page. All the iframe is the language, if you like, that allows your web page to sit on your fan page. So if you imagine out on the World Wide Web, I've got a web page. Let me show you. I mean, let's just go to Google. Okay, Google is a web page. All right, this is quite funky, isn't it? This. Okay, Google is a web page. All right, and what I could actually do is I could integrate Google with my Facebook page using an application. And what Facebook does is they use a piece of code, which is called an iframe. And they use that iframe in order to integrate this web page into Facebook. It allows us to be able to see it. That's what coding is, isn't it? That's what web pages are based on. They're based on code that allows us to see them. And what happens is you take the web page domain and you integrate it with Facebook in order to place it here on a welcome page within an iframe, which is essentially a piece of code supplied by Facebook so that we can see the web page on Facebook. So if I had this Google, let's say this Google page was my page, I would need an SSL certificate on this domain. Okay, this is the domain I would need the SSL certificate on, because an SSL certificate stands for secured. No, do you know what? I don't know what it's SSL. Who knows what it means? SSL secure. SSL means what does SSL stand for? What does SSL? Secure socket layer. There you go. Secure sockets layer. Thank you. Should have known that, shouldn't I? SSL. Oh look, gosh, look, hundreds. Nearly everybody else knows. I tell you what, I'll close the webinar down. You guys get on. Okay, so secure sockets layer, right? And it basically means, like most payment pages and things like that are within SSL. It's a more secure way of surfing the net. Okay, and because Facebook is such an open public application, what Facebook want to do is ensure that the surfing that goes on in Facebook is done through secure socket layers, through this SSL code. Okay, So you need to have a secure certificate which you get from a hosting company on your domain, so that when people are surfing Facebook, they can see your page, okay? They can see that piece of code. Does that make sense? Patricia, it depends. Patricia's asking, do you have to pay for an SSL certificate? And it depends. I had an account with HostGator. I had a business account with HostGator, and because I already had a business account, I was able to get an SSL certificate for free, and they're yearly. You have to renew them every year. Okay. So I was able to get an SSL certificate from HostGator for free straight away for my domain. But the only thing I can say, guys, really, is that, you know, we are going to have these templates. I really don't think they're going to be ready for October the 1st. It's such a shame, but I wanted to get them right. I'd rather they were right than rush them and have them ready for October the 1st. I mean, the thing is, originally we were getting them ready for our event in October, which is towards the end of October, but the developers, under my request, have been working really hard to get them out quicker. So when they come out, all the SSL is going to be covered. In the meantime, if you've got pages up that you have created using domains, and you want people to still see those pages, you are going to need to get an SSL certificate. The only other suggestion that I could make for you, actually, do you know what? I have got a suggestion. I'm just thinking I would need to do another webinar. I would need to do another webinar to show you. The only other suggestion I've got, how many people on here have built a page using WordPress, have not, or HTML, on a domain that is up on their Facebook page and they have not got an SSL certificate for it? Who has built a page using WordPress or HTML that they've got up on their Facebook page but they have not got an SSL certificate for it, and they're still not sure about the SSL certificates? Yeah, do you know, I've got a solution. I've got a short-term solution for you, actually. I do have a short-term solution for you. Because what we can do is we can take the code of your page, we can install it using our current templates that we have got, which means that you're covered by my SSL certificate. Okay, what's the date? It's the 24th of September. I'm going to need to do another webinar. Or I can do it on video, I suppose, couldn't I?
Yeah, maybe do it on Thursday night.
Okay, guys, look, I'll do a webinar or get a video out before October the 1st, okay? And I'm going to give you a solution. Okay, I'm going to give you a solution where you can literally take your page that you've got, whether it's HTML or WordPress. I'll show you very, very quickly what the solution is. Imagine you've got your page. Imagine you go into your web page, okay, and you go to the source of your web page and you grab all the code. It's the code we need. So if I went into, oh, hold on a second, my blooming thing's going. So let's say this was my web page and I right click and go view page source. Okay, it's this I need, it's all the code. Okay, so if you've done it in WordPress, you'll have all your code. Yeah, so you just go and grab all the code, you come on to the Social Networking Academy, and down here you've got free iframe templates. Yeah, so if we click on free iframe templates, these are all fully SSL covered, okay? Go to Design 3, because we want this video box here. If you click on Design 3, ignore everything on the thing. Don't have the display buttons. Don't have any of this. We don't want the display buttons 1 or 2. What you're going to do is you're going to go down to the video embed code and you're going to paste the entire code for your page into video embed code. Okay, the entire code for your page into this video embed code box, and then click preview. And what's going to happen on the next page is you are going to see your actual page come up on the next page, your whole page. And then all you need to do is install this on your page, and that's going to go onto your welcome page, and you're going to be fully SSL covered by my SSL certificate. Okay, now I know I went through that a bit quick, and that's because it has hit 10 o'clock and there are a couple of questions I wanted to answer, but I'm not going to get a chance to now. But that's all you do. I'll do a video about it, okay? I'll do a video about it this weekend. I'll get it out for you guys, okay? That's a solution for you if you haven't got an SSL certificate until my new templates come out, and then you're going to be blown away. You're going to be able to just make fan pages left, right and centre really, really easily and beautifully. Okay, guys? Okay, I do have a video up on week 4 showing how to do it, Susan. For all the members, if you are a member of the Social Networking Academy right now, then I have put in a brand new week 4 in the 90-day coaching platform, building your platform, and right at the very end, creating your platform. That actually shows you exactly how to do what I have just told you. Okay, so the 90-day coaching program, week 4, your platform, and it's video 10. All right. In fact, I haven't done video 11 yet. I'm going to do that today, but I haven't got it done, so not to worry. Guys, I'm going to have to go, but I'll take 3 more burning questions. 3 more burning questions about what you've learnt tonight, and then I'm going to go. Who's got 3 more burning questions? Sorry if you've already typed them above, but I've gone all the way down the page now. So 3 more burning questions about what you've learnt tonight. Then I'm going to go. Is there any fee to use my SSL certificate? No, Patrick. Those particular templates are completely free. The brand new templates coming out in October, there will be a free version, but it's going to be a limited version because they've cost an awful lot of money to get made. There will be a free version without a doubt. People will be able to create welcome pages for completely free using my templates, but there's going to be an unlimited version for all the members. Okay, so there will be a free version which will allow you, I think, to create 1 tab on your Facebook page and use a certain number of widgets. I'll explain it when they come out. But for the members, that'll be unlimited. You can create unlimited tabs, unlimited pages, unlimited widgets, unlimited everything. Okay. Burning question, Patty. Burning question, is there a way to tell if my fan page has an iframe in or on it? Well, it's whether you've created it, Patty. So if you have built a web page under a domain and you've integrated it with Facebook and you've put it on your page, then that is a page within an iframe. So ask yourself that question. Have you built a web page? Have you integrated it with Facebook? And have you placed it within your Facebook page? Okay. When will the timeline be out? A couple of questions there on how long will the timeline be in beta testing. Answer is don't actually know. All I do know is that I've been told that my timeline would go live naturally on the 29th of September, which is next Thursday. So when I actually went and got my timeline and it said, do you want to publish it or do you want to wait? It said the 29th of September. So I don't know whether that means the 29th of September is when they're going to go out. Not sure. So all they said at F8 was in the next few weeks. Okay. Rhonda, how do we get around the long URLs for page names? Great question. If I go over to the Social Networking Academy, if I go onto my wall, if I click on Edit Page, okay, Edit Page, then over here under Basic Information is where you want to go, my love. Basic Information, and under Username, you'll have an option here to create a username for your page. Now, if it's an old page, Rhonda, then you will need 25 fans before you can get your username. If it's a brand new page, then you shouldn't need 25 fans. Okay? Mary, if you use Leisure, you'll need to check with Leisure, Mary, whether they provide. I imagine very much they provide an SSL certificate. I would completely imagine they do, but I would just double check. Yes, there will be a replay of the webinar. And that's it, guys. I'm going to have to go. I could stay here all night. I really could stay here all night. Emma's saying the information I have is incorrect. Why is that, Emma? 25 fans. You don't have to. I did a page yesterday where I did not. Oh, you can change. Oh, okay. Oh, all right, you can change an old page. My mistake, guys. If you set up a page and you still don't have 25 fans, then apparently you can now change an old page without 25 fans. Okay? All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Thank you for staying on so long. There are so many questions on here that I promise I will. In fact, before I go, can I just grab somebody with a PC? Because I'd like to save this questions log tonight, actually. Carol and Ivan, you guys, you've got a PC, haven't you? Carol and Ivan, Ozzy? Yeah, you have. Fantastic. Wonderful. Let me just make Carol and Ozzy an organiser. Guys, you've been awesome. Thank you so much for bearing with me. It's been 2 hours of an awful lot of information. So thank you very, very much for sticking with it and staying around for the evening. You know, I can't believe it. It's like 250 people still on the call. So that's amazing. Thank you so much for your time tonight. And if you're not a member of the Social Networking Academy, guys, get over there and make it happen, okay? If you don't do it tonight, then please do it very, very soon, because on the 4th of November, we are never going to offer lifetime again, and our $37 is going to be going up quite significantly. So do please come on board, because I promise you, I will give you so much value, you won't believe it. Okay, Carol and Ivan, guys, can you just see on your page now, you should have the GoToWebinar control panel?
Yep, got it.
Fabulous. And underneath there, you should see File. Can you see File?
On it now.
And you should see Save Questions Log, not the chat log, the questions log.
Yeah, saving it now.
Perfect. Thank you, Ozzy.
Okay, Joe, no problem whatsoever. Good to talk to you again.
Cheers, love. Lovely to speak to you.
Bye now.
All right, guys. So I just wanted to save the questions log so I can run through some of those questions, because I know there's been some really awesome questions tonight that I've been unable to answer. So I just wanted to make sure that that I see those questions so that maybe I can answer some of them by audio or video or something like that over on the fan page. All right, I'm definitely going now because Rhet's just gone and got me a beer. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. It's been wonderful talking to you. I've really enjoyed the webinar. I'll see you if you've got any queries or questions on anything that we've discussed tonight. Do head over to the fan page. I'll be more than happily get on there and come and answer all of your questions. Get onto my wall, my page, the fan page, whatever, and I'll be glad to come and help you out with any issues you've got. You guys all have a fantastic weekend and enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I'll look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon. Okay, guys, you take care. Speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.